Hey Cancer, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for March 19th, 2025. This is for Cancer. Last shuffle for Cancer. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. So we have family and we have decrease. It seems like with family energy, the emotional the emotional tension may be dissipating, right? It seems like the overly excessive emotions that are cluttering up the relationships between you and them, that's falling away. They're realizing that they weren't their true feelings. So you know how if these aren't their true feelings, that means that they had two ways to feel about something and they chose the one that caused the most distance. They chose the one that they didn't really feel. You know, like a situation. Hey, most of the time, anger is a secondary emotion, right? It's usually sadness that is the core of anger, and we react differently to it, right? So usually sad, disappointed. A disappointment comes from having expectations of something, and usually, right? And so for sad, instead of reacting and saying, "Hey, I don't know why this," maybe, and maybe not even starting with "I don't know why," but I really didn't like that. I maybe wanting to know the intention, asking questions. What did I miss? Why is this? Why did you say or do this? And understanding the intention, and then leading and saying, "Okay, I get that, but next time maybe this," or whatever the case is. Instead, they reacted with maybe anger, indifference. I'm seeing an opposite reaction to what they were actually feeling, and expressing and running with the reaction, running with that emotion. I'm seeing emotions, of course, are a natural and necessary part of life. I mean, it's not like you can escape it unless you're really truly a diagnosed psychopath, right? And even to that degree, their emotions could be high and low, but they it seems like when it came to your family, it distorted their perception and clouded their vision when it came to you. And I'm seeing that you need to let go. They're asking, Spirit's asking you to let go of resentment towards them for how they've acted. It seems as though a lot of the real reason why your family treated you or acts the way that they do towards you, or has acted this way or acted a way anyway towards you, that wasn't favorable, that what didn't feel right, they have a hard time forgiving their parents. So these could be siblings, like you share the same parents. They're having a hard time forgiving their parents and they're taking it out on you. I'm seeing that Spirit wants you to, yeah, I'm seeing angel number 2020. I can't get over this. It's so funny to me because it's like boom, 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 boom. Okay. 2020 is usually a number of compassion. Typically, it's about having mercy, a number that reminds us to be diplomatic in a situation, to help us to see the potential and in the recovery and the adaptability, and also helping us to say, you know what, maybe how can we be of service, right, in the 2020. But it's also a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs were correct. So if you felt that they were ignoring you, they were blocking you, maybe they were, if you feel like they wanted you to feel isolated, if you felt like they wanted you to overthink your value in their life, you were correct. But it's also an encouragement here that you've got to use your talents and gifts because it will benefit the world and you financially. Spirit wants you to be of service to others. So when you see 2020, it's almost like encouraging you to say, you know what, you know you're good at XYZ. You may have been very, very motherly and the last one, you know, the first one to be there, the last one to leave type of a person. That's the Queen of Pentacles energy. She's dedicated. She's nurturing, generous. She cares. This is someone who cooks. This could be the family energy, but this also could be you. They want you to see your potential. The potential of this situation is that some problems in the family could end. The potential is that it would end. They're like, you've done enough. You've already earned all your stripes. Okay, whatever stripes you got from this situation, you earned them. But the clutter needs to be cleared out, and that comes from a logical mind. We're not going to focus on how it made us feel. Rather, we're going to focus on, well, I know that what I'm assuming is true, because if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, is swimming in the water like a duck, it's got to be a duck. But one thing that should solidify you in being logical is saying, listen, I don't know what type of person that they think I am, but I know for a fact that I am becoming a better version of myself every day, right? And I'm seeing that you don't have time to waste. Like, there's no more time to waste on these false emotions or the false reactions to the true emotions that they're feeling, right? You need to do your own thing at this point. Not to say, oh, don't talk to your family again, but it's like you need to walk your own journey. It's essential, right? It's essential that you stay on your path. So whatever it is that Spirit has inside of you, as far as being of service to others, doesn't necessarily mean, let me lay down so they can walk all over me. But more of an energy of saying, I have skills, I have talents, and I have gifts. And I need to use them. For whatever it is, your gifts, you may be a healer. You may be very empathetic. I see that some of you may be psychic and you're able to see time's running out. I can see something coming, not in a bad way, but I see certain things. I'm good at setting things up in such a way where it'll be favorable for all, right? And in order for you to be able to see, right, in order for you to be able to do whatever it is, you got to let go of resentment. You cannot resent them for being, I guess the best way to say it, ignorant. Ignorant doesn't always mean, it doesn't have the negative connotation. Everyone, when you say ignorant, it's almost an insult. But ignorant means there's certain truths in my face that I choose to ignore because it makes me uncomfortable, right? The root of this is ignore. And some people are willfully ignorant. But some of us run from things that make us uncomfortable. And it makes someone in your family or people in your family uncomfortable to face the fact that their negative thinking is what brought them to this position. Their first reaction is the negative one, and it's hard for them to face it. Hey, I'm dramatic, I'm impulsive, I'm impatient, and I'm self-centered. It's hard to face that. You may already see it. You may be already know this about them. They know, but they don't. They choose to ignore that. They feel as though they're stable. They feel like, you know what? That's just who I am. Like, that's what a lot of ignorant people say and do. That's who I am. You just have to accept me. That's a very toxic thing to say sometimes. It depends, right? That's how I am. It's only acceptable when you're saying, listen, I really can't stand anchovies, okay? That's just who I am. I just can't eat them. Don't put them on my pizza. But if I'm a negative, toxic person and I want what I want when I want it, that's just who I am. You got to accept that. That's not an exception. That is toxic, So decrease is 7 of Swords in the Chariot. And this cycle of decrease is saying that they can't lie to themselves anymore. That something's got to give. I've got to stop this. So the milestone, look, a milestone. I can't make this up. It's so funny. The milestone here is the 8 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. They realize if they want their life to change, They've got to start compromising and cooperating. They've got to start building. They've got to actually put efforts into fixing the situation also. So I'm seeing your family being in the space, but they're going to come towards you if they do, cold. I'm seeing, especially if they're ignoring you a little bit more now, they're going to come across cold. That they may say it in this energy. If they come off cold in this energy, this would be that vibe of saying, we need to work together, knowing all the while they should be making I statements. Like, I need to be a better relative. No, we need to be better to each other. That kind of vibe. They're blame shifting. I'm seeing a milestone being reached where they're saying something's got to change, right? But yeah, basically blame shifting, like, there's some things you need to change about you so I could cooperate with you. Stop calling me out or noticing that I am self-centered and I want what I want when I want it. Stop calling attention to that. Stop seeing it. And maybe you didn't say it to them, but you see it and they know you see it. They're back and forth about holding on to this victim thing. I feel like your family members are victiming. You know what I mean? Queen of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. If they're back and forth, their logic, it's very difficult for them to let go of a logic they've had for so long. This is how they feel. This is what I think. This is what I know. And what they know is a bunch of manipulation tactics. Spirit wants you to listen. The color gray comes up here. And that is about learning how to scan your body. Now, and by doing so, this is about saying when you're around certain people and you start to feel like you're back at square one, like you're just this horrible person that needs to work on themselves, that is a cue to you that it's important for you to turn your focus to, you know what? I forgive my parents for they knew not what they did. They may have taught me and my siblings to be this way because maybe they were this way to us. Or they may have done certain things or acted certain ways that caused some of us to feel quite entitled. And so there's something about this going on. I'm also seeing your family maybe having legal issues or having to handle some legal matters. And to some degree, Spirit is saying you don't have to help them, but you should be of service to them. They're saying it's like you don't have to. It's not to come in from a place of obligation, but to come in from a place of saying, you know what? I was a healer. I was born this way. I'm built this way. And I'm not going to stop being one because you're being a brat or you feel entitled. I'm not going to stop being who I am. I'm a healer. I see someone who's in need of a healing. So yeah, I'm going to help you. That kind of thing. It's a perspective shift the Spirit's asking of you. Year of the Horse may be very important here. Year of the Horse would be year 2014, 2002, 1990, 78, 66, 54, 42, and 30. These people could be born in those years. You could have been born in those years, or something significant could have happened in those times. And typically, if on the other side of things, right, if this person or these people are being kind of like funny, fake, whatever, they are coming from an impulsive, impatient, and self-centered place. Very self-centered. I keep saying, I'm seeing it being like impatient, like you should have been the first one here because I want it, right? And so impulsively cut you off or impulsively off with your head. Rather, Spirit wants you to embody this energy of being generous and diplomatic, but you're independent of this. You see it as like it's important that I don't let my feelings cloud my judgment, right? I don't resent you anymore. I see that that's what you're doing, and you need to forgive mom and dad, kind of thing. You need to forgive them in a sense of accepting that maybe maybe they did us a disservice or did you a disservice, or maybe they did me a disservice, but I gotta let that go because I'm here now. You know what I mean? And time's running out. My clock's running down. I don't have time to sit here any longer and be in this space in pain, mentally, emotionally, being held back, right? I want to improve as a person every day. I want to be a better version of myself every single day. So there's something about becoming a better version by being of service, but not through obligation. Well, I have to because they're family. It's more like, well, I am a healer and I see I have a job to do. You know what I mean? So you could be dealing with a Cancer, a Sagittarius. Those are the two main signs here. I'm also seeing Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So you could be a Gemini, Cancer cusp, dealing with a Taurus, Gemini cusp, or Libra, Scorpio cusp. No, wrong. Why did I say that? Virgo, Libra cusp. Well, Scorpio could be channeled because I really wasn't seeing that at all. But Sagittarius, Capricorn cusp, Capricorn, Aquarius cusps. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.